AeroVironment just reported earnings, revenue surged, the company doubled its technology footprint after the BlueHalo acquisition, and the stock still sold off. So the question now is, did investors just overreact to a temporary margin problem, or is there something deeper that's going on? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what happened with AeroVironment's earnings, why the BlueHalo acquisition is creating short-term chaos, the growth story behind AeroVironment going forward right now, and whether it's a buy or sell. Then I'm going to show you the exact trade that I've got on the trading platform to profit big the rest of this year. So what just happened with the latest earnings release by AeroVironment? Well, let's break down the headline numbers. AeroVironment reported strong revenue growth driven largely by the BlueHalo acquisition. Revenue jumped dramatically year over year as the company expanded into new defense technology markets, but the earnings missed expectations. So, why did they miss expectations? Well, two main reasons. First of all, integration costs from the BlueHalo acquisition, and secondly, higher operating expenses as the company scales new programs. Management also guided to lower near-term profitability, which triggered the stock reaction. So this wasn't a demand problem at all. It was a profitability and integration issue, and the markets tend to punish that in the short term. One thing I ask, one thing only, smash that like button for me down below. It really helps out the channel to get the video out to more people, so thank you very much. You're certainly welcome to subscribe as well, and check out the link in the pinned comment down below. It is a link to the free Discord. It's free now. You can see all my trades as I put them on each day of the week, along with the trade logic and the bottom line and the actual screenshot of the trade. All right, let's talk about the BlueHalo acquisition for AeroVironment. It's really their biggest story, and it's really a transformation for AeroVironment. Before the acquisition, AeroVironment was primarily known for small military drones, loitering munitions like Switchblade, and tactical ISR systems. But BlueHalo brought entirely new technology areas, including directed energy weapons, counter-drone systems, space communications technology, and electronic warfare capabilities. Management emphasized that the acquisition strategically expanded their addressable market, and it positioned the company in multiple future warfare technologies simultaneously. But the trade-off is this: large acquisitions create temporary margin pressure, and that's exactly what the investors are reacting to right now in the short term. Let's talk about AeroVironment's real business growth story, because despite the earnings miss, the core demand environment for the company's products is extremely strong. Now, AeroVironment, I'm just going to start saying AV. AV operates in three rapidly expanding defense categories. First, autonomous drones. The company's Puma and Raven platforms are widely used by the U.S. Department of Defense and allied militaries. Secondly, loitering munitions. Systems like Switchblade have become critical battlefield tools, especially in modern conflicts. And third, counter-drone defense and directed energy. This is where the BlueHalo technology acquisition comes into play. Laser systems designed to stop drone swarms are becoming a major investment priority for defense departments around the world, not just the U.S. Now, this means AV now participates in multiple major defense spending trends, many more than they previously had prior to the acquisition. One of the most interesting areas discussed on the earnings call was the space and directed energy segment. This includes laser communications terminals, counter-UAS laser weapons, optical communication technologies. Now, these systems support programs with organizations like the U.S. Space Force. Management highlighted that they're commercializing some of these technologies, meaning that they can scale manufacturing and sell to a broader customer base. And that includes allied militaries, commercial space operators, and national security agencies. If these programs move into full production, they could become major revenue drivers for AeroVironment. But right now, many of them are still in the early stage, which means investors are betting on future programs, not the current earnings. And thus, people aren't really betting right now because we've had a pullback. All right, let's talk about why AV reacted negatively and the stock dropped so much. Well, they did miss earnings, and there's three basic reasons. Now, this is what the investors are focusing on. Number one, margin compression. Integration costs from BlueHalo are temporarily lowering profitability. Secondly, execution risk. Scaling multiple advanced defense technologies at once is very difficult, and it's kind of expected. And thirdly, program timing uncertainty. Now, defense contracts can shift timelines based on government budgeting cycles. None of those issues, however, necessarily mean the long-term story is broken, and that's why, if you get the idea, I like AeroVironment right here. They do increase short-term volatility, and the markets just hate that uncertainty, but hey, we're in it for the long term, right? Right, let's talk about the long-term defense tech thesis. And the bullish argument for AV is that it's evolving into something much bigger. Instead of just being a drone manufacturer, it's becoming a multi-domain defense technology company with exposure to autonomous drones, loitering munitions, counter-drone defense, directed energy weapons, and space communications networks. Those technologies are central to how modern warfare is evolving, which is why many defense investors see AV as competing more directly with newer defense tech companies. However, keep in mind, AV's systems have already been deployed in the war environment and are proven, which the military really counts on and depends on. And thus, they're going to keep winning new contracts. Now, trading stocks and options, there's always risk factors. There's no investment really that I know of that doesn't have some sort of risk. So let's talk about these honestly. First, the acquisition integration. The BlueHalo deal is large relative to the size of AV. Secondly, program concentration. Defense contractors depend heavily upon government contracts. And thirdly, that margin pressure that some of the analysts are really focused on. Scaling advanced defense systems requires significant upfront investment. So while the growth opportunity is large, the path there may not be smooth. But because of that large upfront investment required, they have a huge moat that really separates them from some of their competitors and really differentiates AV going forward. All right, guys, here we are on the Tastytrade trading platform. This is a great platform for trading options. There's benefits if you go through my link in the description below, so check it out. Super intuitive platform. And you can see right here on, if we punch in AV, and we're here on the chart page, and I've got the 50-day moving average in green, and the red is the 200-day. And you can see the 50 days pulled back to just at the 200 days. So actually, and it's trending up. So this is a good actual position to go long, which is what I would do right now if I was opening a trade. And I'll show you the trade that I have on. But we're at the bottom end of the Bollinger Bands in white. So that basically says that the stock is oversold in the short term. So I actually really like this chart moving forward. I want to show you real quick on the research tab. If you go to the financials, you can look at quarterly or annual. You can see the revenue and net income on the income statement increasing quarter over quarter and annually as well. Balance sheet, same situation, assets and liabilities and annually. So they're in good financial position. The big thing is their gross margin is down 26%, and that's why the stock did get hit. Now, let's go to Yahoo Finance. I like to just take a look at what they've got. Now, this is the 5-day chart, and you can see earnings was yesterday after the bell, and the big drop in the stock. And now, since then, it's kind of pushed up to 207. But the analyst, look here, the 1-year target, 348, and it's trading at 207 right now. And you can see it was up as high as 400 just a few months ago. So I like when it's down and it's been up. That's a huge, there's a lot of room to move going forward. And next quarter, I expect to be much better than this quarter as well. But if we look at the statistics page, you can see the PE, the forward PE. It's 58 right now, so very low. Good time to get in. The price to earnings. It's been as high as 200 and 100. It's a high growth stock, so it has a high PE. If we go to the analysis page, you can see they missed earnings the last 3 times. So I like to look at that earnings report and really understand why they missed, and it's really for the factors that we've covered already. But the huge growth story, look here, 36% growth estimate over the next year, which to me is undeniable. Now, let's go back to the positions. You can see right now I've got a credit spread on in AVAV. 260, 250, so it's underwater right now. 37 days to expiration, but it's down. You can see it's already moved up. It was down, I think, 13% this morning. So I'm not going to rush in and close or roll or do anything with this right now, even though it's in the money. That's fine. We can go to the trade page. Let me see if it shows me. Yeah, you can see the profit zone. I need it to move up to 255 because I probably collected the width of the $10 strike. So I probably collected 333 bucks. So my max loss would be 700 bucks. But again, I'm not going to roll until we get down to 15 to 20 days to expiration because I expect the stock's going to recover and I love it long term. But at that point, I'll roll to the next month. Now, if I were to put on a trade right now, a brand new one, I would either do a poor man's cover call or a credit spread again. So if we did the credit spread, I would go out 37 days, April, and I would probably go right at the money since it just had a big drop and see what we can get. On a $10 wide, you can collect $395. And again, $395. Well, I've already got the other trade on, so it's not going to show me real clear on the chart. But you can collect $395. So your max loss is going to be the $10 width minus the $395, $605. But as long as we stay above that 200 short strike, then we keep the full 395, so almost 400 bucks. But that, I like that trade. Uses very little buying power, $600 buying power to place that trade. Now the other one that I would do is the poor man's cover call. So I would go out about a year. I'd go out to March, 373 days. I'd go again. I'd like to go above the 65 delta. So we want to buy the call. So $7,100 for the 200 strike. I like that. And mid price is 69. So one option contract controls 100 shares of stock. So that's $6,900. So basically $7,000. But to buy 100 shares outright, it's $206 times 100 or $20,674. So I'd rather pay $6,900 than $20,000 to control the same 100 shares. Now, if we do that, if you go to the curve mode, this is what I love about the platform. You can see as the stock price goes up, just like owning the 100 shares of stock, the price of the option contract increases as well. So we get up to that. They had like a $330. We're profiting $7,000. So basically, we're making 100% on our money, on our investment at that point. Now, and you can sell at any time. You don't have to wait the 373 days. When it moves up, this is going to be worth a lot more, and you just sell it. You bought it for $6,900. Now you sell it for more. But what I like most about the poor man's cover call is we can sell short-term calls against it and collect that monthly income as the stock moves up over time. So I would go to the back to the table mode, close this up, and I would go out 37 days. I like to go 30 to 45 days to expiration. And then the short call, I would roll at that 15 to 20 days. If you have any comments, let me know, or questions, let me know in the comments below. Love comments. They help to get the video out to more people. So I would go out either to the 32 delta or 26. So you could either collect $8.80 or $7. Now we've got calls on the left. This is to sell. This is to buy. We bought the long term. Now we're going to sell the short term. 240. I like the 240. That still gives you a lot of room to the upside, and you collect 880. So that's going to bring this whole cost. It's going to subtract from the 6,900, bring it down to about 6,000. So boom. There you go. 59.40 is the mid price. So $5,940. And if you collect $800 a month, you're paying that thing off in what, 7-8 months, less than a year. And then you control 100 shares of stock for free. So that's what I love about the poor man's cover call. So that's the big picture for AeroVironment. There's short-term earnings volatility, but massive upside potential for a defense technology company that is just killing it long term with their products that they've got in the pipeline. And they're already proven in the market, and the military really loves that. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. All right, guys, remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and make sure and join the Discord. It's free right now, free for life if you get in now. There will be a monthly subscription charge, so make sure you get in now. You can see all my trades that I put on each and every day of the week. We've got a like-minded community that where we've got a chat as well. We've got question section where you can put in your questions, so I answer those almost immediately. It's almost like free coaching. Make sure to watch this next one.